Dexy, I know you're gonna kill this shit.
Yo, people, what you telling me back again for another Footy Talk International break settings? Lewis, what's good, my brother?
Hey, not much. I won't lie. I caught something at that shithole. I won't front. Ugh.
What?
But yeah.
Where?
The Emirates.
Oh, I thought that's what you're talking about. Yeah, bro.
Yeah,
apparently,
yeah.
there's something else going around now, bro. I'm glad I'm not outside like that no more. I see a few people saying they got slapped with something still.
Yeah, my dumb ass decided. Let me go to the game. I'm sure it's gonna be a good one. Nope. And it's just dead. It's another season where we haven't beaten these scrubs and we went out timid. We went out so timid. I hate talking injuries, but like losing our top three forwards really impacted us because you look at the depth that we have. It just weren't great, and then the midfield just gets dominated physically. Barkai Sado, there wasn't really anybody winning their duels like that. We conceded our first Arsenal's first set piece goal in like 50 attempts because we decided to be a charity case again. And then after that, Arsenal just sit back because all they really need to do is just go 1-0 up and the game's already won. This is another one of those games where we would have gone 50 hours and we never would have scored a goal.
Yeah.
Like, the entire forward line really let me down. And Nkunku's useless. I can't be bothered for him anymore. Like, I need him gone. I don't want to see him play for this club anymore. Doesn't suit us. He might go and ball out somewhere else. I don't give a damn. He ain't good enough. Sancho, I know I like him. He was very good for us first half of the season, but I won't front. I needed a lot more from him yesterday. Like, it was just too safe for my liking in this sort of game because, like, we've lost our top 3 forwards already. Like, and no one else was taking risks. Everything was just so risk averse in the final third. Like, I need you to at least try and give Lewis Skelly a little bit more of a fight, and he didn't. It was just too slow for my liking. It just allows other players to get back into position. And it's just part of the reason why it was so easy for Arsenal. Who's the other one? Neto. Neto was the best of a bad bunch simply because he just did the dog work. And that's it. And I hate just propping people who run around because I call that the bare minimum. Like, it's like defender tackles, goalkeeper shot stops. I expect players to run around. It's part of the game and all of that. On the ball, he still weren't great. And I'm guessing it's tactical, but every time he was like driving with the ball, he ends up cutting inside. And I'm thinking, look, we got to try and be a little bit direct. And I think this is another reason why it was so easy for Arsenal to deal with us, because every time we're getting the ball, either it's poor decision making or just poor touches or a weak-ass shot at the end of it that's never even going on target. We had one chance, which was a Cucurella shot that Ryan nearly palmed into the net. And that was our best chance. Nothing else. Like, good. Caicedo was decent. Cucurella, the shout wavy Nagy just said it for me. He was our best attacker again.
Yeah.
Reece James was good on the ball, but still, again, like a bit too passive. But again, I kind of put that down to him not being comfortable playing in midfield as well. And in terms of the manager, I don't get why we played Robert Sanchez again, because the guy nearly gave them a goal in 5 minutes by passing it to Martinelli. And I don't know why we keep telling him to play this long game, because one thing I've noticed, whenever Jorgensen plays, it's always a short passing game. Whenever Sanchez plays, it's always the long game, but he's not good at it. Half the time it goes out of play, or we're just losing possession, because why are we playing the long game against Arsenal? Look at the height of our squad. Look at the physicality of our squad. You are asking for turnovers consistently. Why didn't Nkunku come out for the second half? Every single minute that Nkunku could be getting now, I won't give him to Tyreek George, because like he might just show me a little bit more. I cannot be bothered to see this lazy guy play for us again. The guy is slim as hell and plays like he's fat. No movement on the ball, no movement off the ball. Doesn't give me anything. Tired of it. It's like playing with one training cone in the team. It's mad that even Dewsbury Hall came on and he did more for me on the left-hand side than Nkunku gave me all game. Pointless. But yeah, back on Maresca as well. He shouldn't have even started. He shouldn't have even come out for the second half. And the subs, 76 minute for our first sub. I won't complain about who the subs were. We didn't have anybody else. The only subs that didn't come on were the 2 goalkeepers, Achimpong and I think Chalobah. We brought on what we could bring on. You could have brought them on a bit early and let them grow into the game a bit more. You give Tyreek George, 15 minutes to do something? Dewsbury Hall, 15 minutes to do something? Tosin and Gusto, I don't give a damn about what time they came on, because I don't know what more they would have offered for us anyway, unless you're just throwing Tosin up top.
On 2 defenders, like it didn't make sense, them substitutions. It's almost like the manager made them substitutions for the sake of making them.
So I think so too.
Yeah,
because bar the 2 attacking subs, there's genuinely not much he could have changed.
Yeah, I agree. No, it was a weird game, bro. What are you making of this sort of the idea that now the manager's starting to implement the football that he wants to play? Chelsea have regressed, because I can't lie, you lot seem to be progressively getting worse, bro, and that's not meant to be happening in the Premier League season. Like, you're supposed to be improving, you're supposed to be getting better and more astute at carrying out what you're supposed to be carrying out, bro. And it seems like you started the season really well and you've just progressively got worse, blood.
Right, so on Maresca with this, like, I think he's a bit too rigid for my liking. Like I said I think I said a few weeks ago on here, he's a bit too Ange for my liking when it comes to just not having a plan B and always wanting to try the same thing. But where I can empathize is that I also, again, recruitment I don't think has been great, and like losing the players that we have had has meant that we're not really able to play the system to the way that we would in the first half of the season. So it's like it kind of goes both ways. Maresca deserves the criticism because he don't know how to change things up, but also if we had Lavia in our top 3 forwards, I don't think we have that sort of performance. I think we look a lot better. And I think the team looks a lot better as well. So ultimately, like I come back here and I think you lot knew Maresca would be this rigid. You told us about how detailed like the interview process was with Enzo Maresca. He gave you detailed analysis on every single player and his style of play and all this crap, blah, blah, blah. And then you didn't go and get him every single profile that he needed to be able to play this with or without injuries. You lot knew Fofana was injury prone because he didn't play a single minute for us last season, and he had like 2 leg breaks before he even joined us. You lot knew that Lavia's injury prone because he played 30 minutes for us last season and nothing else. Yet you didn't get us a Lavia replacement. You didn't get us a Fofana profile. There's still not been a striker after 3 windows, and both strikers got injured straight on deadline day, which I won't lie, this ownership deserved because we've been asking for a striker for too long. Losing Palmer the day of the game, I'll throw that down to Maresca too, because he told us before Copenhagen that Palmer had his first session of the week and he just had a little knock. Why did he have to play 45 minutes? He did not. He didn't need to, so that's on him. And like, it is mad that we're going to say we miss Noni and Jackson this much, but out front, we do. We do. Jackson and Palmer are good enough to turn and play under pressure, which we didn't have in this game. And they're both goal threats. Jackson will be able to bully defenders and take defenders with him. Noni can provide you a little bit of width. He can take a defender with him. And when he gets the ball, he's driving at the goalkeeper and trying to do something. He's trying to create a chance or score a chance. Whether the consistency of his decision-making is there or not, he's offering me more in terms of threatening the goal. And without those 3, there's nothing there. Because Nkunku's not good enough. Sancho disappointed me on Sunday. And Neto, we already know the situation. Without a striker to cross the ball to, it's not worth it. It's not worth it at all. So I guess it goes both ways.
Yeah, it's a bit of a mad one, bruv. I'll be honest, man. And yeah, bro. Listen, Madueke and Jackson are different profiles of players. So when your team's struggling to stretch teams, you are gonna miss those players. Like that's the long and short of it. That's what I keep trying to tell people. Like different profiles are important in attacks. They're very important in attacks, and this is why before Amarim came to Man United, I looked at Xerxes, Ahmad, and Rashford, and I said, you know what? In terms of balance, that's probably Man United's most balanced front 3 because you got a little bit of everything. Do you know what I'm saying? And Rashford's a lot more direct. He doesn't want to drop short, run towards the ball, receive the ball, and then you got Ahmad who can run in behind but also go short, and Xerxes always going to go short. He's not going to run away from the ball. So I was like, you know what? Them 3, perfect. When you look at Chelsea, Madueke gives you the more direct approach that you would get from a Rashford. Do you know what I mean? Not that they're similar players, because they're not. And the thing is with Jackson can drop deep and he can run in behind. So he gives you a similar kind of threat to what Ahmad can give you in terms of going to the ball and running away from it. So when you lose 2 of those kind of players, you are going to struggle, blood. And it's definitely going to impact the way that you play football. That goes without saying. It's not even about the quality of the player. It's the profile of the player. And this is why when United played Arsenal, I think Garnacho had his best performance of the season against Arsenal. And not because he was good. Not because he was good, but because he gave us a different threat. He gave us an outlet, even though there was no quality. There was 0 quality with his dribbling, his passing, his shooting. But just his intent, gave us more of variety in attack, innit? And Chelsea just lack variety. Like Sancho's always going to be that safe player. He's never gonna pick up the ball, try and take on 3 players and shoot, because that's not in his DNA, bruv. And people shouldn't expect him to be that kind of player now because he's never been it. Do you know what I'm saying? He's always played in systems especially at Dortmund, where he's had players running off him, and he's always been the technically secure possession-based player. He's always been that, and he's
But
never
that's
not
why I
going to
don't
be
have the
that.
same energy for him as Nkunku. Nkunku, I want
Yeah.
gone. I don't want to see him play a minute for us again.
Yeah.
Sancho, like, there's going to be revisionism about how he's been this season, but I remember the first half of the campaign. He's a quality player. Like, I still wanted him to take a bit more risk just because I needed somebody to do it. And I feel like with all the other free forwards playing, out of the match, I needed it from you. I've seen it from you as well. Like the Spurs game, for example. I see you beat 2-3 man, bang it into the bottom corner. And you said as well that Maresca told Sancho to take more shots, take more risks.
Yeah.
And like, I wanted to see that player in this game. I know he's not that sort of player. And I don't mind it when it's next to a Neto or a Noni, for example, because they give you the other variation. But still disappointing for me on Sunday in spite of the performance. But it's different energy to Nkunku. Nkunku's just straight trash and he's shown me nothing this season. All I've done this season is tick off positions that he can't play in. He ain't a striker. He ain't a 10. He can't play on the left. He got bullied by Rico Lewis.
So where can he
Can't
play?
on the
Like,
right. He can play somewhere else. My club. That's where he can play.
I hear it.
First offer.
But this is what I'm saying. Like, guys, you remember when we got linked with Nkunku, yeah? And you lot were sending me comps. And the first thing I said is, I was like, I don't know what position this guy plays in. Like, he looks like he don't belong anywhere. He's not a winger. He's not a 10. He's not a striker.
He's
Like,
Havertz with less work rate.
Yeah, like, what is he like? He's just a nothing player, bro. He's just an athlete. But because he was scoring in the Bundesliga, everyone was gassing it. But as soon as I looked at him, that was the first thing I identified, was that he don't excel at anything. So he don't, like, I wouldn't know where to play him.
I just don't want to see him play another minute for us. And I swear, if we try and overvalue him again, because we had the nerve on January to demand more money than what we paid for him, which is like is genuine stupidity. Yeah. Sell him to the first bidder and use that money to go and get us a striker that we've been screaming for the last 3 windows. There is and every minute that he's got, use it to develop Tyreek George. Because, there is no way by the end of the campaign, he'd be worse than what Nkunku's given me this season. All I've seen him do is just ghost matches, get penalties, and pull out his balloon for no reason. Absolutely dead. I can't be bothered for it. But the good thing is, we've got all 3 of our forwards coming back after the international break. And I was saying on my stream yesterday, all 3 of those players, as much as we missed them, kind of needed to come out the spotlight for a little bit because all 3 of them were out of form when they got injured. Sure. So hopefully, like, the pressure's dropped off them a little bit. It's a bit of a clean slate because we all miss them now. In spite of the bad form, we miss their profiles. Maybe they come back a bit fresh and it helps us in the run-in, because if all 3 of them are firing, we'll be fine. We'll stay in the top 4, top 5 will be good. Without those 3, forget it. We're not doing it. We're not getting top 5. I'd write that off right now without those 3. So
yeah, for real.
Yeah.
No, I hear it. I said Mikel's correct. Chelsea should be challenging with a few reinforcement.
That's
they
why
should
I'm so
be with the squad
over the last few windows, because we were this close, like having a serious title race. But Robert Sanchez in goal, forget it. No other centre back that can play high and recover like Fofana, forget it. No Lavia replacement and no striker option. No, we're not doing it. That's why I never fell for that.
No, facts. And you know what's crazy, bro? Like, the fact that you see a man saying Chelsea should be challenging with a few reinforcements. You know what's mad, yeah? Obviously, Band Sports News came out yesterday, and then there's a clip going around when I was saying about the quality of the Premier League. Most people get it, yeah, and then you get some other weirdos that don't think that you're allowed to have an objective opinion on the league, yeah, when your team aren't doing well, which is ridiculous anyway. When you look at this Chelsea
league being crap,
yeah, the league's rubbish. Like, the quality of the league, like, if you watch the games, they're rubbish, like, bro. And I'm someone who watches nearly every team, not just mine, bruv. Do you know what I'm saying? I don't just do watch-alongs for Man United. I watch every team, bro. Do you know what I mean? One of the best games I've watched this season was Brighton and Nottingham. Was it Bournemouth and Nottingham Forest?
The 5-0.
Yeah, that was one of the best games I watched this season. Do you know what I'm saying? So I don't know why people are going on like there's loads of quality in the Premier League. The Premier League lacks quality. The fact that you're saying that Chelsea have lost a couple man and all of a sudden, it's completely just mashed up your whole team, bro. And you, man, have spent a lot of money on that team. And to think that you spent £1 billion on that team and losing 2 players has like damaged your ability to even play some semi-decent football is crazy. Do you know what I'm saying? And this is what I'm looking at this Premier League right now, yeah. If I actually sat here now, yeah, if we're picking Premier League team of the season so far, look at the players that are getting in it. Do you know what I'm saying? Compared to yesteryear. Like, they're players that are meaty, bruv. If we're being real, like, they're not top players, you know. Like, they're not top players. If we're looking at Premier League team of the season, we're looking at Nottingham Forest players and Brighton players and Bournemouth players.
Milenkovic and Murillo and that.
Yeah, like, to make up team of the fucking season. We're looking at Kluiverts and them man there, yeah. That's what we're looking at. That's what we're looking at. Most of the players we're picking are not even from like the big 6 teams.
Yeah, I'm trying to think what big 6 players even make it. Like
Come
Salah
on, bro.
does. In terms of the 10s, I don't know, because Palmer's been out of form for like the last 3 months.
This is what I'm saying. You got to force it, bro. Like, man are forcing it to try and put players that are in the big 6 teams in that team of the season. You're forcing it. Do you know what I'm saying?
I think Caicedo and Gravenberch still make the midfield.
Maybe. You know what I'm saying? I think Caicedo's been better. But you're forcing it. You're forcing it. And that's the reality.
Because there's no names, like, there's not really names in my team that I'm just thinking, yep, you're in, yep, you're in, yep, you're in. Because what we've done in 2025 has just not been good enough.
Well, there you go. And
like, I hear it, like the fact that 2 players like just derailed everything like that. It says a lot about recruitment. It says a lot about Maresca. We know Maresca's rigid. I've said that. Like, he ain't going to do anything by the system that he knows. He might make a couple tweaks here and there, but it's still going to have the same philosophy. Recruitment, already been saying it. Like, these guys have just done nothing for the last 3 windows except try and sell everybody they've bought. Don't even have any faith that they're going to go out in the summer and strengthen again. So, like, it's just, you have to just hope that these 2 injury-prone players can stay fit. It says a lot.
Yeah, trust me. Do you think you turn it around though? This bit of form that you're on, and do you think it's mostly just down to personnel, and you don't think that you've just ran out of steam?
No, I genuinely think it's personnel. Once we'll have all of those players back after the international break, and I expect our results to improve. I expect the performances to improve too. The problem is, those are all the profiles that we're lacking, and they're all out. It's a surprise that they're all back at the same time, but yeah, with all of them back, I don't expect us to play this badly. Even like around like January and stuff, there was games where we were dominating and just not burying chances. It weren't really coming down to the manager like that. Games like Bournemouth, games like Crystal Palace, those games we dominated them, but we just didn't kill the game off and we let them back into the game. So, like, I genuinely think it's just a case of waiting for players to return. And if that's the case and we start cooking straight afterwards, like, the recruitment team need to notice that, and they need to bring in those profiles as depth. Otherwise, we'll be in the same position next season because we got our Club World Cup and we're going straight into another year. These players, I don't know how long they're going to last for. I don't. Because we've never seen this before where teams are doing double seasons back to back. So, I don't know. I don't know when they're going to turn things around.
And do you think that your recruitment team are well equipped to deal with what they need to deal with, bro? Because obviously I ain't spoken to you since they've announced the signing of Quenda in 2026.
Like, and that Sugo guy.
Yeah, I don't know who the other guy is, but like, what made them man think?
He's meant to be a Caicedo type profile.
From where?
Sporting.
As well.
Yeah. So
what? It's what? You're signing 2 players from the same club? Are they both Mendes?
I think so. I'd guess so at this point. Let me check.
They must be both Mendes clients, bruv. Because yeah, that sounds booky, bruv.
It's Sugo Jorge Mendes. Yeah, he is.
Yeah, that sounds booky, fam. Do you know what I'm saying? So,
I don't know actually. Yeah, because everything talking about Jorge Mendes is just adding the Quenda news on top of it because it was around the same time.
Yeah, because it seems booky, innit? Because obviously, isn't he Joao Felix's agent as well?
Yeah, he's Joao Felix and Neto's.
Well, there you go. So yeah, that seems a bit weird, innit? But saying he's not a Mendes he's not a Mendes player. But yeah, the Quenda stuff seemed weird, especially the fact that you signed Neto and Felix in the same window, you know, and now the Quenda thing, yeah, in 2026, bro. It's a weird move, bro. Do you know what I mean? There's
I
shit
don't
that you
care
need.
because
There's stuff that
he's
you
playing
needed to address sooner than that.
he's playing in Esteval's position too, which is just
Exactly.
confusing.
But that's what I mean.
So,
It's a weird signing, bro. Do you know what I'm saying? It's a weird signing because you have got Esteval coming in next season, right? And then he's gonna come in the season after, and then you still got Noni. Like
all I'm
I
saying
don't,
is that you guys have
and
spent
Neto.
you guys have spent 70 million since the window's closed. I don't want to hear any excuses when the summer opens. I want my profiles. No questions, no ifs, no buts, no I need to sell to buy and all of that. Piss off. Go and get me my profiles. Asugo, I don't mind. Like he's a decent player. He'll be good depth. I just don't want us to ever go for a midfielder for the next 4 years. Him and Andre Santos, that is my depth sorted. I don't want to think about midfield. I don't want to see us linked with another midfielder or looking at one or nothing. That's over. Now, in terms of Quenda, I don't care. Like he looks decent, but I just don't care. So, but I don't know why we're spending this money for a guy in 2026. And then we spend another 15 million on Dena Evangelista or something, some 16-year-old left back from Brazil. So you guys have spent all of this. So don't make excuses in the summer for me. I want a striker and I want it immediately. I'm gonna assume we're not in for Gyökeres because we've been linked with sporting players for the longest, and we haven't had a single link to Gyökeres. So I assume we're not interested in him. And to be honest, I don't even think he's that great aerially anyway. So that's not part of the profile that we're looking for anyway. But make sure that you get the striker that we're looking for. And make sure he fits the profile to a T. Aerial threat.
Who have you been linked with other than Delap, though?
Osimhen rumors still won't go away. And,
oh, really? I haven't seen him. I've seen him linked with our club more heavily with my club still.
Actually, yeah, tell a lie. It's more just John Obi Mikel talking. I just assumed the Osimhen links would come back again, especially if we make the UCL. But bar that, I actually don't really know who we've been linked with like that. Like Sesko, not really that linked. It's just the same monitoring and all that garbage. And yeah, I don't really think we've been linked with anybody else part of that. But
what would be the profile that you think that Chelsea need, bruv? The centre forward profile.
Honestly, I would just take Osimhen now because he'll give me the aerial threat. He'll give me the finishing. I know he's not going to offer me a lot in terms of like all round play. I don't need that. I just need someone that's going to put the ball in the back of the net. I'll be so real. That's the different profile that I'm getting to Jackson. Jackson will give me all the build up play and the interplay.
Everything but the finishing, yeah.
Yeah. And Osimhen will just give me the finishing. And that's all I need. So yeah, I'd just get him in the summer if we could. Yeah,
I think so. I think he's definitely a Chelsea type striker in like a just the physicality in it. Like you've had your Costas and your Drogbas and that. He'll give you the physicality.
And also, I'm at the point now I don't care about the wage structure as well. Like you've done it now, and also these forwards have shown that they're good, but like you're not enough to carry us over the line into being a title contender. So please, bar Caicedo, bar Palmer, I don't want a single person making a complaint if Osimhen comes in on more money. I don't care. Because they're the only two that could point at that and be like, yo, give me some more money. And I'd hear it. Maybe even Cucurella, but Cucurella's above the wage structure already. So he don't need that. Enzo's above the wage structure
before,
already. Innit? Yeah. And I understand Osimhen's stance. Why you got to lower your wages for? You don't have to. You're earning what you're earning. You don't have to drop it for anybody. Just give him the money
a striker as well. So, you know what I mean? If I'm a shooter and you're bringing me in for goals, man, have to pay me.
And you see how much we're lacking goals, especially this year. Like, you look at him, it's a direct improvement to the squad. So, yeah, just give him the money that he wants. I don't care now. You've built the youth base. I've said it for, like, the last year or two. The youth base is built. Now you add the experience on top, and that's what makes a team title contenders. The problem is there's not enough, and our experience is straight garbage. Tosin is all right, but he ain't no needle mover. And Kunku's a mannequin. Who else? There's another one. Robert Sanchez, don't even get me started on that bum. And that's my experience. Also, speaking of useless, Sterling's back in the summer. And Chilwell. There's our experience.
Oh, then what? Is Chilwell's is he on loan or is he just in the reserves? Because I ain't seen him. Where
He's
is he?
alone. Palace.
Is he playing? He ain't playing, is he?
I think he's playing like the odd game or two, but like they weren't even giving him good references. I was checking his name while he was playing, and Palace fans were just cussing him out left and right. So he clearly ain't doing well over there too. Sterling, we know the situation. He's our modern day Drinkwater. We'll just end up loaning him everywhere. And that's our experience. It's a bag of crap. Our experience isn't good enough. Hell, the most experienced player that we got that actually offers us something is probably Sancho. Because he's played like, what, 8 seasons?
That's mental, bro, when you actually think about it. But that's what I mean with Chelsea, bro. It's like, I don't know. I think a lot of your problems are self-inflicted right now, bro. Do you know what I mean? Of course, you need a striker. The manager came out saying, yeah, you're playing without a centre forward. But it's like, bro, loads of teams are playing without a centre forward. Liverpool are playing without a centre forward most of the time. Do you know what I mean? Arsenal are playing without a centre forward, if you're being honest. Because Havertz ain't even centre forward even when he's fit, bro. Like, there's so many teams playing without a centre forward. You can't use that as an excuse as to why the football's not working at the moment. So, no, it's actually mental, bro.
But that's where Maresca also gets the criticism too. That's like, I'm people always think of me as some big Maresca defender, but like, I actually hold him accountable a lot. It's just, I don't think he's nearly as bad of a problem as Poch last season. We've still been in top 4 throughout the campaign, which has been what we've all been asking for. And I expect things to improve once we get our players back. And I know people say, oh, it's not the same energy you gave Poch last season. Yeah, because at this point I was 9th and 10th. At this point I was rotting in mid-table trying to deal with like, what's it called? I was trying to just get above United. Didn't get above you lot until May. That's how bad it was.
Yeah.
And Maresca isn't nearly as bad as him. So it's like, I'll give you a bit more time. We still better get top 5. And he has made mistakes. Don't get it twisted, but it's a better position than we were last season.
I hear it. Are you of this thinking as well about the directors? Because I think Don was saying that you don't need to get rid of them, bro. Like, them directors seem to have kind of spent money in the wrong areas, bro. And I wouldn't say that they've made you worse, but they haven't really made you better. Like, you're just signing all these players, like, for no reason. And it's like, the more players you sign, the more players you need to sign, bro. Like, even the fact that you sign Felix, and within 6 months, my man's out on loan, and now it looks like he's coming back because AC don't want to sign him. It's like, most of the man you sign, yeah, you don't even get a good season out of them before they're on the move again.
And like, this is my thing with them. Like, they've had good transfers, they've had bad transfers, but ultimately, it's been 1.4 billion spent under you guys. Or like, well, I say maybe like 1.1 or something, because the first window was all Todd Bowley. But all the gaping holes that we've had under the squad are all based on you guys. You guys have been the one recruiting. So for me, that's enough of a sackable offence. You lot just haven't done enough for us. And you're also allowing Robert Sanchez to be untouchable, because we know what the situation is. Maresca's being forced from above to keep starting Sanchez. And I think part of the reason for it is because we're trying to raise his transfer value. We heard from last season we were trying to sell Sanchez. Nobody wanted him because he sucks. But even then, it goes back to it. This is who you wanted our starting goalkeeper to be. Brighton's number 3. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? It took like 4 weeks to realize this is a terrible move, and it gets worse from that point. The centre-back situation, not a single standout centre-back that you've bought. Like, Wesley Fofana was not your transfer. That was Bowley's. You haven't brought me a single good centre-back.
No, I hear
the midfield, Caicedo and Enzo, like, fair enough, but I'm also not going to act like it was your brilliant scouting that decided, let's go for Moises Caicedo. And even then, you lot nearly fumbled it, because you lot were penny pinching over 10, 15 million for the entire summer, and it took Liverpool nearly taking him from us for us to try and kill the move off. And also Caicedo having the respect to say, no, I've already agreed with Chelsea. I've given them my word. I can't turn my back on them. I'm sorry. That's it. That's the only reason. Now, you look at the forward line. Fair play, you got Cole Palmer across the line. I think that was even Joe Shields, though. I don't even think that was them, to be honest. So I'm not even giving them credit for that. Nicholas Jackson. Fair play. You got him across the line. The wingers, though, decent. That's about it. That's about it. And then we still go 3 windows without improving that area or our entire forward line. It's just too incompetent for my liking. You've had enough time and enough failures on the pitch to act, and you haven't acted. They need to go. They need to go. And also, they decided to keep Poch throughout the entirety of last season. That was bad enough.
I hear it. So yeah, so you're of the thinking as well that they need to go. I tend to agree. Yeah, I tend to agree. However, I said the same thing regarding Arteta at Arsenal. Yeah, like if a man's not under pressure, it's because they're doing what the owners deem as acceptable. If that makes sense.
Say that again, bro.
If you're not under pressure, yeah, at these clubs, it's because you're doing what the owners deem as acceptable. Obviously, they
they've already briefed that they're happy with them anyway.
Yeah, like they're happy with them. They're doing what they're supposed to be doing, bro. Like Chelsea are just on using these players, bro, like a brick, blood. I'm telling you, and just flipping these players, bro. I'm telling you.
That's why I was hoping the protest would kick on, but we did one, and then everybody pussied out of the next one. It's just fucking dead.
Yeah. And even the Vivell stuff, yeah, 100%. Like, because Vivell was there first, yeah. Them two came in, was stepping on his toes, and now he's ended up at Man United. I'm cool.
Yeah, he wanted Nagelsmann.
Anyway. Yeah, it makes sense that he would want Nagelsmann. If you got Nagelsmann, then Nkunku thing would have made more sense. It would have made more sense, innit? So maybe that was the kind of style he wanted you lot to play in it, that maybe that Red Bull style, and maybe that would explain why he recruited Madueke as well then, because I'm sure that he would have brought in Nkunku in as well then, right?
Yeah. I'd assume Nkunku was a Vivell signing.
Yeah, bruv, because he likes them IC3 signings, blood. So Nkunku and Madueke makes sense if you're thinking about getting Nagelsmann in, I guess. Do you know what I'm saying? So yeah, so it's a bit of a mad one, bruv. Chelsea just need to work out.
Yeah, it was Vivell.
Yeah, Chelsea need to work out who they are, what they are, and what they want to do in it. But at the moment, the way that they're doing this thing, yeah, it's a very scattergun approach, innit? Just bringing in loads of players and then trying to work out what to do with them after. That's what it looks like. Because even that, like I said, that signing of Quenda, like when you have got Esteval coming in, you've got Cole Palmer that's playing on that side, you got Madueke there already, you've got Neto as well. That's 5 players. For the right hand side, and Sancho's been playing on the right.
He's joining in 2027 because he's going Strasbourg next season.
See what I mean? Like, yeah, bro. I don't know, bro. It's
neither do I, and it's like we're this close to like actually having a proper squad, and we're still doing this stupidness. Pattern the first team, and then no one cares how many kids you buy. Like when we had the loan army under Roman, nobody gave a damn.
Yeah,
no one cared because like we're winning trophies, we're a successful team, and like we're a good squad. Now the squad's not at that level. You're still doing this garbage. It's pointless. We're just hoarding these kids. And I get like I understand that there's another like what's it called? Revenue plan off that. But it don't mean nothing to us when the first team still has problems. Yeah. And I don't get how something so obvious they don't see it. I don't get it. Because all you have to do is have a squad that's competing and winning trophies. If we hear Quenda, here we go, or a Sugo or something, no one gives a damn. It's like, when's the next game? We don't care. Now people are going to care. Now people are always going to keep talking about why are we buying another child? Why are we buying another child? Why are we buying more children? Because the team's not in the right place. We know what it's like. Everything else is overanalyzed when the team don't perform. So if they if they want to keep doing this, you know what you need to do. Have the first team performing. Then I don't care about all the kids you want. Who cares?
No, I hear it. 100%, man. And like man's saying, bro, like man's saying another rebuild. The thing is, if Chelsea are having to sell 4 or 5 players a season, it shows that their recruitment strategy is either not working well or it's working exactly how they want it to work, bro. So it's whatever you take from that.
I'd say for it's not working for now because a lot of those players are players we brought in last summer.
Yeah.
Like João Felix, like what's his name? Someone Dewsbury Hall. He's going out straight again. Renato Vega, I'd expect or hope for him to stay, but like he might end up leaving unless one of Badiashile or Colwill does, because he wants to play left centre back.
And even Badiashile and Desassi, when was that? Last season you brought them in?
No, that was
The season before.
Yeah, 1st January under the sporting directors, 2023. No,
Okay.
Desassi was the summer. Badiashile was January.
So that's what, about 18 months?
18 months for Desassi, 24 for Badiashile.
Yeah. So yeah, and they haven't really worked out either.
Nope. No, Badiashile's just whatever he showed me under Potter has just disappeared.
You see what I'm saying? So yeah, it's a bit of a mad one, bro. It's a bit of a mad one. And yeah, big up for the super chat. Man said Palmer was only because we didn't get Elise or Barcola. No, I hear that, but Palmer's a good
more
player.
Elise.
Yeah, I didn't see the Barcola links like that, to be honest. I saw the Elise ones, obviously. And
there was some, but it never materialized to anything.
Yeah, and Elise won't be regretting the choice he made anyway.
Yeah, I hear that.
No,
Elise was another one with the wage structure and everything. That's
Mm.
why I was disappointed with it, but I hear it with what we were trying to do. Now I don't care. I would have just given him the wages. Because we already know what Elise is bringing to us. Kudus was kind of similar. Because he's got the release clause, I'd expect if we wanted him, we'd wait until that comes out. And Doué didn't want to join the project anyway. He weren't really that keen on it.
Which is fair. Do you know what I mean?
He's at the better youth project. I hear it.
No, 100%, bro. I think the way that PSG are recruiting and the way they've built their team is an example that a lot of top teams can follow, bro. Do you know what I'm saying? But again, they've had loads of disposable income and it's taken them ages to get it right, bro. Look how long PSG have had money. And this is probably the most balanced their squad's been probably since they had Tuchel. So,
and Enrique also had the same criticisms that Maresca's having this season. He had it in his first season. Oh, they're boring to watch. Oh, they're too one-dimensional. That's why I'm not too heavy on the whole Maresca out thing, because I genuinely think it's a one-season thing, and I'd expect us to be a lot more fluid next campaign.
Right.
Like next campaign, I won't have this level of patience. People know what it is with me. I usually give people the first season. Poch is the only one I didn't, and that's because he never showed me anything to begin with until May.
Exactly.
And then in May, it was just every single piece of waffle that he made was just thrown back on him. Inexperienced, but you lost to inexperienced kids in the final. We have injuries, but we had our best run of form with our biggest injury crisis. So it's just all BS. Maresca, first half of the campaign, you showed me enough that I can give you this campaign.
I hear it. 100% hear it, bruv. Man said Barcola gets Chelsea relegated. You're funny. Hey, brother, listen. I don't know. You know what it is? Social media is funny because I don't know. The Sancho obsession, you lot need, bruv, man need to get over it, bro. Like, man need to get over it. I don't understand why. I don't know why football fans are so pressed by him, bro. I don't know. It's a weird thing, bro. I can't say that I've seen anything like this. I think the most similar I've seen to this is like Pogba. Like, man gets so pressed off a brother.
United fans and the whole freedom comment and all.
Bro,
of that
it's weird, bro. Like, do you know what I'm saying? Like, social media is a very strange place because it's like, I see man, like, for instance, on Instagram, because someone else is running the Band Sports News Instagram account now, so they be tagging me in reels and I'll be reposting them. And bro, I see grown men arguing in the comments amongst themselves. It's like, bro, do you not have kids to feed and that? Like, man are like, bro, I genuinely think it's a mental illness, going on the internet and arguing with strangers, bro. Like, I really think it is. Like, you're on your
I keep
phone.
falling into that trap, bruv. I swear.
Nah, bro, you're sitting at work, and you're beefing a random person on the other side of the world on your phone. Do you know what I'm saying? And then you've got kids to pick up from nursery and that, bro. The thing's crazy. To me, it feels like a mental illness. It should go down as a mental illness because it doesn't make no sense. Do you know what I'm saying? And it's like, the Sancho thing is weird. Like, the Sancho situation is, Sancho is what he is. Whether you like him or not, he is what he is. I had the same issue with the Xerxes situations. Xerxes is what he is. And this is why when Xerxes came in and people were saying, oh, but Rants, he ain't got pace, which is false because he is actually quite quick. You've seen him when he picks up the ball and he carries it, he's gone. So this thing about him not having pace, is a fallacy. He ain't got blistering pace, but he can move. Second, man are saying the pace of the Premier League is too fast for him. He's proven that to also be false. Because you don't like the way that he plays the game, yeah, you have an issue with him. Like, it's not that, bro. I don't expect players to have certain qualities that they don't have. Like that's basic football, bro. When I was growing up, I was watching Man United, the two centre backs. Rio was the ball player, Vidic was the physical one. I never expected Rio to be physical like Vidic, and I never expected Vidic to be able to carry the ball out like Rio. I understood, yeah, that they have their strengths and they have their weaknesses. The same with Xerxes. Xerxes never gonna run in behind like a Gyökeres or this, that, and the other. But Xerxes got better feet than all these strikers, bro. So it doesn't really matter. He's a different
even
kind
some
of
of the stats, like, well, when people are like, oh, Sancho hasn't made a cross all of 2025, I'd be like,
but he doesn't cross anyway. That's not his game.
No, I'm just thinking like, okay, but who the hell is he crossing to anyway?
Yeah, but that's the point. But he doesn't cross because that's not his game. Like, Sancho is a give and go player, bro. That's what he is, bro. You know what I mean? And more times he's not going to spam across. Sancho will get his head up and he'll pass the ball to someone's feet.
That's why some games like the Brighton one, I was like, look, you left this brother isolated. Like, I'm not surprised.
Yeah.
Now the Arsenal game, I'll maintain I still needed to see more from him. But in terms of like the discourse around him in general, people are acting like the first half of the campaign really didn't happen. And like, he was good. He was good in a lot of games. I remember what I saw. There was some very good playmaking, some very good 1v1s. And like, he was great for us on the left-hand side. So like, again, that's why I don't have the same energy for him as I do in Nkunku. I know what type of player he is. I do wish I saw a bit more from him on Sunday, but I'm not trying to get rid of him. This whole notion that we need to take the penalty fee with him, I'm not on that yet. Now, when everybody comes back, I need to see the impact from him improve. But I expect it to improve too. So we'll have the conversation if it doesn't improve.
Yeah, but bro,
I would
the thing is,
expect
the thing is with him, players like him and players like Xerxes and that, it's like they're almost in a way, yeah, a slave to how the rest of the team are doing because they're team players, innit? That's what they are. They're pass first players. They're players that need runners around him. The reason why Xerxes getting his flowers now, yeah, is because he's taking the game in his own hands, bruv, and he's playing in a midfield situation and he's dropping deeper and getting on the ball. But if he was playing in the 9, he would be getting cooked because Man United don't get the ball into their striker. So he wouldn't even be able to show the qualities that he possesses. And even when he played up front, what game was it? I think maybe it was the Arsenal game when he played up front against Arsenal. He didn't have one of his better games because he was too high up the pitch and we couldn't get the ball to him in the first place, bro. Like, and this is just what it is. It's not because he's not good in the 9. It's because Man United ain't good enough to get the ball to him, bro. Do you know what I mean? You might be better off playing Sancho, yeah, where you're playing Cole Palmer, bro, so we can get on the ball a bit more because he's better than Cole Palmer in between the lines. He is.
Oh, in the 10. Oh yeah, I've been saying for a minute I want him to play there.
You might as well play him there.
Yeah, because like if we know he's an interplay sort of player, like yeah, go for it. Like it might as well. Because like him playing on the wings without the likes of Jackson and Noni, like he hasn't been nearly as effective for us. So try that out. Maybe play Palmer on the right-hand side and have Sancho coming in off the 10.
Well, exactly.
Because like we've done the reverse. We've had Sancho on the right and Palmer in the 10.
But this
Although I won't lie, even doing that, like we've still managed to get a lot of shots out of Palmer. It's just like Palmer's not been finishing.
But
it kind of goes both ways. And again, even with Sancho, like in spite of his form dipping over the last month or two, he has still made a lot of good chances that people have wasted. That's why it goes both ways. Sancho I've been critical of recently, but I also know that things would improve with him. That's why I always try and compare it to Nkunku. Nkunku, I don't think anything's improving with him. He's a straight bum. Sancho ain't a bum. He's just been off form and like I expect it to improve or shit, maybe we're gonna have to have a conversation. Maybe.
Yeah, but even when he's off form, when I watch him play, he's not a player that's getting tackled bare, losing the ball bare. All he does, but he just don't take risks. He just plays very, very simple. Like if there's no one to pass to, he'll cut back and he'll pass to his teammate. He's not gonna try and take on 3 players by himself. This is what he gets chastised for, bro. He gets criticized, for not taking risks. Like he gets criticized for doing the right thing. Like, bro, he makes the right decision 99% of the time, and he gets criticized for it. Like, it's weird, bro. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, I've never seen nothing like it. It's like man are criticizing man, yeah, for not doing dumb things, bro. But then when Nkunku's doing the dumb things, man's getting criticized for that as well. So it's like, bro, you can't win. It's like a lot of men would rather see, yeah, Madueke pick up the ball, yeah, and run it out for a throw-in. Then Sancho just take a touch and pass it inside, bro. Like, I don't understand it. Like, it's weird, bro. It's a weird criticism. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, oh, you're too sensible. Like, that's crazy.
I think it's just more like the energy is just a bit too much for me. Like, people are acting like he's been garbage all campaign, and he's not. It's literally been like he's been great one half, and he's not really been great the other half. And
Yeah,
that's it. Just like you just gotta keep it like honest.
yeah.
And I don't think a lot of people have been when it comes to. I think it's a lot of it comes down to just the criticism from like rivals and everything, because they're like United fans, for example, they'll be so quick to pile onto it. And probably also the GA thing and the whole he hasn't had a shot on target in 2025 and the crossing thing. But I already said like my biggest thing is like Neto can cross and when he crosses, no one's in the middle. So why do I care if Sancho don't cross?
Yeah.
Not going to anybody. It don't mean nothing. Like if we have an Osimhen and I see that stat, then I'm like, okay, yeah, what are you doing? Just cross the ball to him. He'll head it into the net. You've got Jackson or Neto in the 9.
Facts.
Now the shot on target though, like one front, like that's not good. That's not good. But the crossing, I don't give a damn. I don't care. Like, you cross to nobody, so who?
Yeah, but man say no shots on target, but he don't shoot. You know the ones like so. Again, that's not really a stat. That's not really a stat that means anything. This is my point. The stats don't mean anything. Like when you realize that there's different styles of players, yeah. If he had no shots on target and this player was shooting 8 times a game like Garnacho, then all of a sudden we have a fucking issue here. But because anyone that knows the kind of player he is knows that he doesn't shoot and that he's a creator, then you don't worry about the shots on target thing. Because with Sancho, most of the time when he shoots, he scores because he doesn't shoot very often. So again, that's not really that's
I saw a clip of like his last 15 shots for us. I think there was only like 3 or 4 that I looked at and I was a bit annoyed with the execution. The rest was just, this one's been blocked. This one's not been great anyway. Stuff like that.
But this is the point. So I think people are doing way too much, man. It's like the energy that they've got for him is sinister, bro. Because there's so many other things that man could be focusing on, and they're focusing on that. Do you know what I'm saying?
People do it too much. I've seen man saying, "Hey, ain't too late to go uni or get UCAS and everything and all of that." It's like, it ain't that bad. I'll say that crap to Nkunku, and Nkunku go back to uni or some garbage.
Yeah.
I don't care about him. He's shown me nothing though, and we got briefed to death last season that when Nkunku comes back, everything's going to be good. Like start of the campaign, everyone's telling me, play Nkunku up top. He's better than Jackson. He is not. I'd rather have Mark Howe up top. I'll keep it so real. I'd rather have him. He'll give me more off the ball. He might give me more on the ball.
I hear it.
He's garbage. Sancho's not garbage to me.
No, I hear it.
Out of form.
And that's it. And if you've got Sancho, who is like a facilitator anyway, yeah, it's like Cole Palmer's the opposite. Cole Palmer will pass, yeah, but he also shoots and that. If Cole Palmer's having loads of shots, if Jackson's having shots
now,
yeah, if Jackson's having shots, if everyone else is having shots, why does it matter? Why does it matter that Sancho's not shooting? It doesn't. Do you know what I'm saying? That man are only leaning into that because they're bored, innit? And Chelsea aren't doing too well. And that's the bottom line.
That's what it is. Chelsea's not doing too well, and like a lot of people just don't like Sancho.
Yeah, looking for a scapegoat, bro. It's boring. It's boring. I'll be honest. Do you know what I mean? No players are perfect. Every player's got weaknesses, but at the same time, I'll always look at the kind of player a player is before I start criticizing them. Because you have to. You have to. Do you know what I'm saying? The reason why I don't like players like Doku and that is because these man, they're not link players. They're meant to be direct players. But most of the time when they try to take players on, it doesn't work. Do you know what I'm saying?
That's why like Jackson got so much patience for me through his bad run of form. It was only once even the interplay and like the hold-up play started to drop off where I was like, yeah, cool, you're going to have to start giving Howe some more minutes. because like this is just getting worse and worse from him. But before, you see every other aspect of his game balling out, and for some reason the finishing's just faded. I was like, cool, I'll give you a bit more time to get out of it, because I remember December, he was the most informed striker in the league. I was saying he was performing better than Haaland this season.
Yeah, he was.
And I wasn't saying that for BS. He was brilliant. Just I don't know where that player's gone. But that's also why I'm glad he's been away from the spotlight for a bit, because he needed it. And now people are noticing how much we miss him and how much we miss Noni. Because like I never liked... I'm fine with criticism. But it's just the double standards of it. Because I keep saying, like, Kai Havertz could miss 50 chances for us in a game, and like he'd still get treated better than Jackson after one bad game.
Yeah, facts.
Jackson will get cussed out to death.
No,
That's why to me, I was like, I'll give you a bit of time. You've shown me more than that scrub ever has done.
No, I hear you. No,
but yeah, you gotta come back and start bagging. You gotta come back and start bagging because we're.
No, he does, but Chelsea need him. You lot, let's get these lights up. And these Eddie Howe quotes are amazing. You know, I love these quotes. Yeah, it's a real quote. Still, I've seen it. It's a real quote. Do you know what I'm saying? Because you know what I mean. But even you know what the beauty of quotes like this are, that they're tongue in cheek, but then they're not. You know them one. You know, like man's joking, but he's not joking. Like.
Yeah, like the best jokes have a hint of truth in them, innit?
Yeah, but that's what I mean. He's joking, but he's not joking, innit? So it's one of them ones where Arteta's got 1 trophy in 6 seasons or something like that. Eddie Howe has got Eddie Howe took over a team that was near the relegation zone, got them into the Champions League, and got to a cup final, lost to us, and then won a cup. Do you know what I'm saying? So, bruv, he might even have been in more cup finals than Arteta.
And he had a difficult run to it too.
Hasn't Arteta only had the 1 cup final?
Yeah,
yeah. So he's only been to 1 cup final, bro. So he's actually done better than Arteta, bro.
He's done that without a lot of recruitment over the last couple of windows.
Yeah, it's funny. It's funny. I think it's a funny comment. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I need Maresca to do something like that after the way yesterday went with that little handshake and all of that.
Yeah.
I've won as much as Arteta. Maybe he should try harder himself.
Yeah. And that's it. And the job that he done with Bournemouth was amazing. Do you know what I'm saying? So it's one of them ones where you have to say, but this is the thing. Arsenal fans will tell you that Arteta is an elite coach and he's a great coach and all that. Bro, like, he's not a better coach than Eddie Howe. He's not an amazing coach. And this is the point, yeah. It's a combination of the Arteta's passport. They think he's some revolutionary because he's Spanish. Do you know what I'm saying? But the reality is he ain't no elite manager, bro. He's just a good coach, just like Eddie Howe and all these other guys. Do you know what it is
Arteta's the one that saved them from the banter club era.
Yeah, but did he really save them?
They feel indebted to him.
But did he save them though? Because the manager before left them in better stead. He finished them 8th twice, bro. Unai Emery didn't finish 8th, I swear.
No, but I hear all of that. But like, let's keep it a buck. Like,
what did he they win
they don't lose the majority of their top 6 games, and like they're in and about the title race every season. I genuinely think for a section of Arsenal fans, they're just happy with that. Yeah,
I hear that.
Like, obviously, I don't agree with it because like they still need to take steps above and like win some damn trophies. But they'd rather this than what they were 5 years ago. 5 years ago, they were the laughing stock of the league. Now, like, they still are because they're trophyless, but that's now where the levels got to them over just we're crap. We lose every week and all of that shit.
Fair. Do you know what I mean? Makes a lot of sense.
Still says a lot about their standards, but like. Yeah. That's where they are. They're just satisfied with that. So we can go to games and actually believe we can win now. We actually don't get bullied by the big 6 anymore. I mean, I can't lie. From a club that can't win a big 6 game unless it's Tottenham, I can't say too much about that.
Fairs. I do hear that. Do you know what I'm saying? So now shout out Eddie Howe, man. He done his thing. Shout out Newcastle as well. They deserve that trophy, man, because they've been knocking on the door to win a trophy.
70 years, you know, that's nuts.
Yeah, man, and for a club that size as well.
I've seen bare Newcastle fans going there like with like little memorial pieces of like friends and family they know who passed away and never got to see their team win a trophy. It's like, yeah, you know, I'm happy for you, man. And these lot took over London as well. Like everywhere was just surrounded by Geordies this weekend. It was nuts. They brought the whole of Newcastle down.
Yeah, they did.
Like that's a proper following.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm happy for them. I'm really happy for them.
No, facts. I am
And
as
they
well.
beat Liverpool, so yeah.
There it is, bro. Do you know what I mean? And all of a sudden, Liverpool's
And also,
team.
from my greedy perspective, I've seen teams win the Carabao Cup and dip off a little bit. And I'm thinking for a team like Newcastle, who haven't won a trophy in 70 years, this is the peak of their campaign.
Yeah.
Maybe their results just drop a little bit, and I could do with that. So, yeah, the greedy part of me wanted them to win anyway.
No, I hear it. I hear it. Like, big up everyone inside. Let's get these likes up as well, man. And make sure you subscribe to Lewis's channel. The link is in the title. We had a 500 target. We're around 250, man. So let's run these up. We're gonna redirect to
Stop
Rants
moving
and
like my
Ghana.
forwards.
It's crazy. We're gonna redirect to Rants and Ghana. Carry on the football conversations. What you got coming up as well, my bro? Are you just resting up in this international break, or are you active?
I've got Capital Conflict, Northside, Jay and Mike's. So we're gonna run that at 6:30. For that, I'm gonna be real. I'm gonna lie down and just try to clear my throat a little bit because
I hear
fuck
it.
me. But yeah,
it.
I'm all good. Great to be back on as well. Shout out to the chat and big up.
That's it, people. So, yo, big up everyone inside. Let's get the likes up on this one, yeah? And then drop a Rants raid in Lee Gunner's chat. And I'll see you guys over there.